Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.
Are you your daughter or just one of your cows?
Duke Edgar Collins said dryly to the overeager mother, presenting her daughter like prized livestock.
I beg your pardon, Duke?
She replied in shock, gripping her daughter's arm as the other party guests turned toward the exchange.
I've already told you. I'm not interested in marriage. And yet, you continue to parade your unfortunate daughter in front of me. Love is a lie meant to trap women in cages. I have no use for it.
The Duke had already been bombarded with 3 eligible maidens that night, and his patience was wearing thin. He might have been the most eligible bachelor in town, but he was a man of principle, and he found desperate mothers repulsive. If he ever married, it would be for strategy, not love. Love was for fools. He'd learned that early, which of course only made him more desirable. Of course he enjoyed the pleasures of the flesh as any young man in society did. But even those dalliances came with complications. The mother clutched her necklace, scrambling to recover.
Duke Edgar, I would never. The mere accusation is appalling. Forgive me. But we were under the impression you were on the market again.
Duke Edgar raised an eyebrow as he scanned the circle of women now orbiting him like vultures.
And what poor fool told you that?
The woman's cheeks flushed red. She looked down.
His Royal Highness. The king himself said he couldn't wait to see you with a duchess on your arm.
At the mention of the king, the vein in Edgar's neck twitched. Though his highness had the grander title, Edgar owned nearly as much land. Their rivalry had been simmering for years. Friendly, public, and full of petty sabotage. This rumor was just the latest move.
I see.
Edgar said coolly.
Well, allow me to spare you all the effort.
He turned toward the mother, voice rising just enough.
With all due respect, I'd rather marry my horse.
A stunned silence.
Good evening.
He tossed back the last of his drink and walked to the nearest window, jaw tight. Duke Edgar Collins was the only son of his father and the sole heir to vast, almost mythic lands. He lived like a king, and thanks to his ties to the crown, he moved like one too. Women didn't just want him, they wanted the title, the legacy, the power. Becoming a duchess meant ascending to the most enviable position in the realm. Even his coldness didn't stop the offers. If anything, it fueled them. He was said to be sharp, dangerous, and unyielding. But once his father passed, the fear seemed worth it. Edgar exhaled, watching his breath fog against the window pane.
It's going to be a miserable evening.
He muttered. He felt like a man trapped in a viper's nest, and every snake wanted a ring. Edgar had no idea why he agreed to attend the Baron's party. Desmond Barrett was a man he barely tolerated. His empire was crumbling, and Edgar couldn't imagine why a man on the brink of bankruptcy would throw such an elaborate event.
Duke Collins!
Baron Desmond, grinning far too widely. He shook Edgar's hand with both of his, bowing deeply.
It's an honor to have you here, Your Grace.
Edgar was used to flattery. It didn't mean he liked it.
Baron.
He said coolly.
So kind of you to grace our little soiree.
Save it, Baron. You know why I'm here.
Edgar's voice dropped.
Unlike the king, I'm not convinced you're useful to our cause.
He was investigating the disappearance of several young women in the region. Desmond had sent a note, claiming he had information, asking Edgar to speak with him here. Edgar saw through it immediately.
Of course, of course.
Desmond stammered.
But what kind of host would I be if I didn't offer you a drink?
I'm not here to drink. I have about as much patience for liars as I do for criminals.
Edgar growled, grabbing Desmond by the collar as several guests gasped.
If you invited me here just to parade me in front of your guests, I'll have you hanging by sunrise.
I'm sorry.
Edgar's grip tightened.
Sorry.
His eyes burned.
You're wasting my time. And it wouldn't take much to snap the neck of a thin, aging little man.
Desmond's skin prickled as the Duke's cold breath brushed his cheek.
I have information.
Desmond choked.
I swear. It's upstairs.
Good boy.
Edgar stepped back with a cruel smile.
I look forward to hearing it. Now get the hell out of my sight. I'll need a smoke. Alone.
The garden is off limits to guests. But for you, of course, it's open.
Desmond straightened his jacket, trying to recover some shred of pride.
My daughter Kate is out there as well. I'd be honored if you spoke with her. Briefly. She's fluent in 4 languages. Refined, elegant, and said to be one of the most beautiful women in the kingdom.
Edgar narrowed his eyes.
Do I look like a shooting star to you, Baron?
Desmond blinked.
A shooting star?
You seem to think I grant wishes.
Edgar stepped forward again.
Run along and bring me the information. And stop haggling your daughter like cattle. You insult both my intellect and my time.
Yes, sir. My apologies.
And just like that, Desmond vanished into the crowd, tail tucked and pride in shreds. Edgar exhaled slowly. He made a note to never take another house call under the king's orders. Desmond Barrett was nothing more than an opportunist, using Edgar's name to draw a crowd and pawn off his daughter. Before anyone else could introduce their livestock, Edgar turned sharply and walked in any direction, just to get away. "Follow after him," he heard someone mutter behind him. Edgar pulled a cigar from his coat pocket as he stepped into the cold. He had a feeling this night would require relief. The air bit at his skin, sharp and bitter. Still, he'd rather freeze alone than sweat beside another desperate mother. He lit the cigar.
Should have brought 2 coats.
He muttered. As he moved past the stairs, he spotted a young woman hurrying into the shadows, hugging a thin coat tightly around her.
A bit light for this weather, isn't it?
He called. She halted, tensed. She didn't turn.
"The party is inside,"
she said carefully.
I'm aware.
He exhaled smoke.
Don't tense up like I don't know who you are, Alessandra.
A pause.
Who else wears a mask in the Baron's home, besides his allegedly cursed daughter?
"I'm shocked you know who I am, sir, and that you haven't run. You scared of me?"
No,
His tone was flat but clear.
trust me. I've seen worse than masks.
She wrinkled her nose.
"That cigar's going to kill you."
Good. Might speed things up.
He flicked ash into the snow.
"Are you scared of me?"
Not really. I hide in shadows, remember?
Still, she didn't turn.
"I don't know much about court life, or who you are, to be honest."
Right. Edgar Collins. Just Edgar is fine.
She finally turned, startled.
"Duke Edgar Collins?"
Her eyes widened behind the mask. She had assumed her father had lied.
"Rumor says you're here to marry."
She said.
"For my stepsister Kate, I imagine. She is a beauty."
Huh. I'd rather die.
He replied.
No offense. The women in there all look like dolls from the same box. I'm not one for love. But if I was, I wouldn't be interested in ceramics.
She laughed, short and surprised. He didn't smile, but his eyes flicked toward her. Then she stepped closer.
"What about me?
Her voice was soft.
If I asked you to marry me, what would you say?"
The question hung in the air. He exhaled.
What none of you seem to grasp is this. If I did marry, it would be loveless. I was never interested to begin with, but the rumor's out there, and it's spreading.
"What if I'm not after love?"
That got his attention. He chuckled.
No guarantee you wouldn't fall anyway. Women are always so emotional. Trust me. The first sign of my affections, and women crumble. That's why I'm resigned to a loveless marriage. It always complicates things.
"You underestimate me, Duke. What if we had a contract?"
He turned toward her. Their eyes locked, mask to maskless.
"If I may speak plainly."
Her voice trembled, but only slightly.
"I'm a leper here, cursed, kept in shadows. I want out. I think You do too.
He narrowed his gaze.
Did your father send you?
She stepped back.
My father has no idea I'm here. He'd be furious if he found out.
So this is your idea, Alessandra?
Yes. This offer has nothing to do with helping him. I don't want love. I want escape. I want freedom. I want out.
Is your father marrying you off to some crusty old count? Must be bad if you're asking a stranger to marry you.
Edgar muttered, crushing his cigar against the stone wall.
I am dying within these walls, neglected. I don't care for your looks, Duke Edgar, nor your money. Frankly, I see you as an escape.
She explained.
I've heard the king wishes for you to get married. Our goals may be aligned here. We'll never expect love from one another and never be responsible for each other outside of marital duties. Is this agreeable?
Edgar had finally started to believe Alessandra. Still, he wasn't looking to entertain the idea of being married to her just yet.
It isn't hard for me to find an actress to play the role of my wife.
If it were so easy, you would have done it already,
Alessandra said.
If the king set this up to toy with you, choosing a wife like me will surely drive him crazy.
You're sharper than I expected. The rumors about your timidity and reclusive nature are clearly false.
Alessandra didn't break his gaze.
And you are said to be a monster, but you seem almost human to me. I do what I must to survive. If my terms are not agreeable, I shall leave you be.
Alessandra said as she took a step toward the door.
Meet me at my estate tomorrow. We will discuss this further, and then I will give you my answer.
Alessandra couldn't believe he was considering it.
Your estate? You know, I don't usually travel that far from home.
Then consider it a test. I want to see how serious you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to retire for the evening. I bid you good evening, Miss Alessandra Barrett. Hopefully we shall see each other soon.
Edgar turned on his heel and began making his way back inside to say his goodbyes to the Baron.
We shall see each other tomorrow,
She whispered to herself, watching him go.
Duke Edgar, who are you speaking to?
Kate Barrett stepped into the garden. Her eyes flicked between the Duke and the girl vanishing down the path.
I hope she didn't offend you, Your Grace.
She said sweetly, but her smile didn't reach her eyes. Edgar didn't turn.
She didn't offend me, unlike your father.
Kate blinked, surprised.
Well, good.
She moved closer.
If there's anything we can do to make your evening more enjoyable.
She placed a hand lightly on his chest.
You and I would make a striking pair.
She purred.
Powerful, beautiful.
Edgar stared down at her hand, then swatted it away.
Tell me, Kate, is there some misconception that I'm looking for a wife who can perform like a courtesan?
She recoiled.
Not all men are weak to a well-practiced pout. Your efforts are futile.
He stepped back.
And for the record, I've received a far more interesting offer this evening.
Her jaw dropped.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
He turned and left her frozen in the cold, alone with her fury.
I can't believe I got caught.
Alessandra muttered to herself as she leaned up against a tree far out of anyone's sight. She knew the affections Kate held for Duke Edgar, and should have known her sister would have come looking for him. Alessandra could only pray that Kate had heard nothing from their conversation, for she knew that Kate would not hesitate to spread rumors and gossip.
Please don't let that be the case.
Alessandra wished she could have stayed to hear what the Duke and Kate were talking about. Would Edgar tell her about Alessandra's proposal? Would they laugh at her expense? However, from their brief conversation, Edgar didn't seem like a man to joke around and make a fool of someone. Alessandra reasoned that he would not have invited her to his home if he was not serious. Her chances were still slim, but for the first time, Alessandra had a glimmer of hope. She took a deep breath, pushing any negative thoughts away. She would worry about everything else tomorrow. But as of right now, she was starving. Alessandra's stomach rumbled. She slipped down the back corridor.
To find out what happens next, listen to the audio series, The Duke's Masked Bride, only on the Pocket FM app. Install the Pocket FM app within the next 30 seconds to download 18 free episodes before this offer disappears.
Pocket FM. To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.